Dear students, today we are going to discuss free electron theory from bonding in metals. Now let us see. We are going to discuss the three following aspects of free electron theory. One is introduction, number two is merit, and third one is limitations of free electron theory. Now let us see aspect number one, introduction. Initially, this theory can be proposed by Drude. Later, this can be developed by Lorentz to explain the nature of bonding in metals. So, actually, due to low ionization energies of metals, some of the metals lose their valence electrons. Then automatically, the rest of part of that particular metal can be converted into cation. So, the lost electrons which are not localized, that means they are move freely and randomly throughout the volume of metal. So the lost electrons can move freely throughout the surface of the metal, and according to this theory, metal can be treated as assembly of positive ions which are immersed in a sea of mobile electron or sea of negative charge cloud. Here the positive charge metal ion is known as a kernel. So the positive part of the metal is known as a kernel. So in a crystal body there are two charges. So one is negative charge, another one is kernel. It's nothing but positive charge. So that automatically there is a strong electrostatic attraction between the electrons and positive ions in a crystal lattice. That means the valency electron act to hold the metal ions in a lattice. So this is the free electron model. So the dotted one indicates electrons which are very free to move throughout the volume of a crystal body, and the plus one, it means cations, it means kernels which are fixed in that atomic core. So this is look like a sea. In that sea the positive particles are immersed. So that is the sea of electrons. In the sea of electrons, the positive particles are immersed. So now second one is merits. This theory explained the following properties of metals. This theory mainly explains high electrical and thermal conductivities of metals due to the presence of free electrons in that metals. That means due to the availability of the free electrons, the metals exhibits the electrical conductivity and thermal conductivity. And then metals have ductility and malleability nature because of non-directional nature of metallic bond. So according to this theory, the metallic bond is non-directional. There is no fixed direction to that metallic bond. So that metals have ductility and malleability nature, and this theory explains lustrous behavior of metals. And aspect number three, limitations of free electron theory. This theory fails to explain temperature dependent electrical conductivity. So, and second one is this theory also fails to explain positively charged carriers in some metals. That was in zinc, cadmium and mercury. Generally negative charged particles are here act as carriers, but in case of some metals positive charged carriers are there. So this theory can't explain what about the positive charged carriers. Thank you.